Hey, this is Bryce Vine, and you're watching Beats and Booze. Brah.
All right, that was Glamour Ramen by Bryce Vine here on Beats and Booze. Now we have him here in studio. Welcome, sir.
What's going on?
I think I've been obsessed with his music since Atlantic City.
Yeah, since well, we have to talk about.
Speaking of, yeah, I wasn't there. So what happened? What happened with you guys?
Our first encounter with Bryce was drunkenly running into him at a club in Atlantic City.
Sounds about right.
Remember?
Yeah, bro, I was fucking hammered that night.
Was this the same night you chased that girl down?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about that.
John almost waved his cell phone like a flashlight.
So this girl that I
That's
followed,
how you got a girl.
dude, it worked.
I can't believe it worked.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, well, it
snap.
was like a girl that we follow each other on Instagram. We've never met in person. I saw her walk by, and I was like, I know that girl. And then I couldn't find her. I was just fucking doing laps around the club. Eventually, I see she's in the table next on the other side of the DJ booth, which I can't get to from the dance floor. So I just run through the DJ booth and then take my flashlight on my phone and just start waving at her. Yes, but it worked. I got her to walk all the way around.
It only worked because he was in the DJ booth doing it.
That's the only reason.
That's the only reason why it
worked.
worked.
Such a clutch move.
Oh yeah,
You can literally do anything as long as you're in the DJ booth. They'll still come.
I call it that's like perfect storm drunk is what I call that. Where you're like right before you black out, but like right enough where you have the balls to do whatever. You're not the smoothest human being ever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And still be able to talk to the girl.
Exactly.
When she comes to you, not like.
Right.
You're one shot away from that. It's a real fine line.
Right. It's a very fine line where you're like the man, and then you have one drink and you're fucking done. That's it. Your night's over.
Yeah, I always go past that
Beer
point.
Fest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beer Fest. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I wrote that into my song On the Ball.
Right.
Where he's like, the slap and tickle stuff that they talk about.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, I go right past that point.
Yeah.
Blackout.
9 times out of 10, you're blackout before you even get in the bar.
Right.
This is very true.
You turn around, he's just blacked out.
Yeah.
There's no
It's like,
middle
when
ground
did that
for him.
happen?
Yeah.
That's why I don't remember meeting him.
You're just like, we had a great night, right?
It went well.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right. Well, Bryce, I mean, this is an exciting time to have you here. Aside from meeting you drunk was fun and getting to have some drinks. That was a good time to break the ice.
I missed that.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's cool to have somebody at this point in their career because you're like things are just really starting to pop off for you right now.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of talk about Drew Barrymore it was like one of the most added songs at radio I was looking over the last couple of weeks. It just keeps climbing. Talk about what it feels like in this moment because I mean, you've been doing this for a minute at this point.
Oh man, there's really no feeling like it, man.
Right.
You know, when the dream starts to work its way into reality, you get to be grateful all the time,
Right?
Because you already know how it can be,
Right? Absolutely.
You know, like I've worked since I was 13 years old, towards a goal,
Right?
And now I'm achieving it. It's like I'm sure you guys know it's just
of course,
like, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a surreal kind of like you know. It's honestly, I don't even know how to put it into words. Now I'm fucking reflecting for a second. I'm getting emotional. I feel like goddamn.
I haven't. You know that we all have like benchmarks and stuff like that. And it's like when you kind of hit that, it's kind of just like.
And you keep hitting them.
Yeah, like that's the thing. You move on to the next one. You're like, all right, cool. Now it's time.
Well,
to
what
keep
gets
going.
weird is it's like once it starts rolling, everything just kind of starts fucking clicking.
Doors
and that's
open.
what's odd. Then you're just like, wait, I don't like it. This is everything I've dreamed of, but it's weird that it's actually happening. You know?
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, you've eaten shit for so long. I'm sure. I mean, it probably wasn't that long that you had a shitty job that you were working. You know?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago that I was, you know, working 5 nights a week at a bar in Silver Lake in Los Angeles. From 7 p.m. till 4 a.m. every single night.
Isn't that where we have the house?
Yeah, we get a house in LA every year for like a couple of days in Silver Lake.
I didn't.
It was cheap. It was Airbnb.
Yeah.
So
I slept in an RV in the driveway, so it wasn't that fancy of a house.
Yeah, I was on a weird futon.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was a whole
slept
tiki
in the
house.
driveway because that's where I fell.
Right.
That's where the bushes landed.
Yeah, exactly. Got it.
No, but I feel like that's it's a pivotal kind of point. But you've been working so hard to get here.
Right.
Does it feel now that everything's kind of happening? Do you feel comfortable in it, or is it still at that moment where you're like, whoa, what's happening?
Both. You know, it goes back and forth. Like, I'm not scared to do any show because I've been doing them for so long.
Exactly.
But I am scared to do live TV.
Right.
Like when we just did Seth Meyers.
Yeah, how was
I'm
that?
terrified because it's a brand new experience.
Of course,
I've never done something on that level.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get the butterflies again, and you're like, I forgot about that.
Right.
That's like exciting though. Do you miss the butterflies sometimes?
Yeah, I think I was really starting to miss it without even realizing I was starting to miss it. And you know, me and my manager and my DJ, we've all been working together for
sure
a long time.
Right.
You know, so we get to celebrate together too.
Yeah.
You know, when you've been through the rough of it. So it's cool to have people around you that believe in you and they're still with you. And then it's cool to have new people that are around and believe in you, and then new friends, and like we get to go get drunk in Atlantic City.
Right, exactly.
That's
like,
all about.
on a Monday, you know what I mean? Like piss drunk on a Monday, you know what I mean? Like
That's industry Mondays, right
and
there.
you didn't spend $1 out of your pocket to get in that state. You know what I mean? That's the crazy part about it.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm tired frequently.
Right,
you know, but
absolutely.
it's a good tired.
Right.
It's like it's like I worked all day.
That's
tired.
the hustle
Right.
tire.
Or 3 hours that day.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, let's not pretend. Like we're coal mining here.
It's a mental exhaustion more than it is a physical one. We'll say that.
I mean, I want to talk about the AC performance for a second.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest room ever because everybody was sitting down. It was like an award show-ish kind of thing, and like he was just doing his thing and just pointing out how awkward it was.
Which is amazing. Yeah.
Which
Oh,
is
you
great.
did? You just like brought it to light?
But that's
Well,
how you can tell he's played fucking shows for a while.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, where that starts to not be a place of fear.
Right.
I have more of a place of fear if I have to speak in a room full of strangers than to sing,
like
in
present or
rooms,
something.
You know? Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna do at the Grammys. Like I'll be a meme of like an awkward moment for sure. That's why I'm like, honestly, that's why I'm not super eager to go to any award show.
Right.
I'm gonna go to the VMAs.
Yeah.
Sure.
Obviously.
Yeah, you're playing the pre-show.
I'm playing the pre-show.
That's awesome.
Which is amazing. I'm so stoked
Yeah.
about that. That's a huge one. I saw Eminem do the
But you're old enough to remember like
Right.
the VMAs like back in the fucking Justin and Brittany in denim outfit, matching denim outfits.
Tell
and shit.
everyone what
we are too. Don't worry.
No, yeah, we are. We got to really see that generation shift between like no cell phone to cell phone.
Right.
You know, but yeah, man, I'm stoked. That's gonna be cool.
What's the craziest like out of body experience you've had so far? If it's maybe somebody you've looked up to, like knew who the hell you were, you know, or something like that.
Or like a
Taylor
starstruck
Swift
experience.
Put me on her her favorite songs playlist on Apple.
Wow.
Yeah, that
That's
she's
cool.
made. You know.
Wow.
That was really like a jump off for a lot of people hearing Drew Barrymore. And she's a real artist.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I respect her as an artist and that she writes her own songs.
Right,
and
right.
that she draws from experiences of life. So that was a huge check mark.
Had you met her prior to that?
Come on, man. You know, no. That would be the first story out of my mouth every day if I had met Taylor Swift or spent any time with her. Looking up at her.
Right.
Yeah, just 9 feet tall. Like, hey.
Nah.
And Drew Barrymore, did you put that out? Was that self-released prior to signing?
Yeah, it
Right.
was. Yeah, I put that out in November of last year.
Yeah.
In 2017 on Spotify. They put it on New Music Friday.
Right.
And it started to kind of take off from there.
Yeah.
I had met every label, not every label, a lot of labels.
Right.
You know, and it was just never the right fit.
Right.
And all of a sudden in like 1 week, I had like 4 different options.
Uh-huh.
And I just knew who I wanted to build my career with.
Right.
And I chose the person I pretty much knew immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's dope.
I think that's actually around the time when I probably found you. Somehow you popped up on like Discover Weekly playlist that they have that's like customized for you.
Yep.
Somehow I think that song popped up on my playlist, and that's why I was listening to you. Actually, we tried to hit your team up for me to do a remix of it. We never heard back. I just want to throw that out there, right?
Really?
Just throw that out
Throwing
there.
shade
Who
right
is
now.
it?
Time for shade to be
Yeah.
and they're not even paying
Yeah,
attention.
exactly. The people that shaded
Yo,
us.
why don't you respond to his email? Right over there.
But then I
Like,
saw.
You don't even realize we're talking
Yeah,
about
exactly.
I wish you could see on camera. They're off camera.
For all your team doesn't know we were asking you all kinds of crazy questions, and they're blanking out on the whole thing. But then it made sense. I think I'd heard through the grapevine that you had signed, and I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense. Now it's not really in their hands anymore. You know, when
Did
it
you
comes.
just call me the grapevine?
No, through the grapevine. I'd heard through the grapevine. Yeah,
oh.
you're
I
the saving
kinda
grace
like
of all.
that.
Is that you want to be the grapevine?
That's a good album name, Through the
Right.
Grapevine.
Yeah, through the grapevine.
Take us back though. I mean, to your kind of beginnings. I know you've been doing like kind of the touring circuit for a minute, like the van lifestyle touring.
Oh yeah, still doing it.
Yeah, and doing a bunch, like opening for different acts. I think Time Flies was here on tour with at one point. Carmen back in the day.
Yeah, damn, homework.
Yeah, I try. So, I mean, take us back, though, kind of where did the ball start rolling on this whole Bryce Vine thing?
Dude, it was really right after I signed to Sire.
Mm-hmm.
I went on tour with Time Flies.
Yeah.
And during that time, I was already seeing like, you know, I was direct support for Time Flies, and I was seeing all these people know the words to the songs in the crowd, and I'm like, well, I definitely have some fans here.
That's dope.
You know, after you don't tour for like a little while and then you go back to it, you're not really sure. Like I'm always on the road. We do college shows and stuff, but when you go to have venue shows is when you really see who your fans are.
Right.
I remember Chicago. I heard the entire crowd singing Drew Barrymore, and I was like, this is not real. It was, but it wasn't. And right after we got off tour, I found out through somebody, I think it was even Julia Michaels, like messaged me on Instagram. She was like, hey, look, you're on like Mediabase database. And I'm like, what's that?
What is that?
It's where they tell you like what songs are charting right now. I'm like, what song of mine is charting right now? And they're like, Drew Barrymore. She's like, Drew Barrymore. I'm like, oh, cool. Don't tell me anything else. You know, show me the numbers.
Right.
You know, I don't like to pay attention. I don't want that to be in the back of my head. It's not why I wrote the song in the first place.
Yeah.
You know? So, but it's crazy to see.
So what was like some of your early music influences? Because I feel like there's a mixture of a lot of things. You have certain songs on that have are like a pop punk song, you know, that I've heard from you.
I was in a punk band in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
And what was it called?
It's called Good Cell because my little lesbian drummer stole a street sign called Good Cell Avenue.
Oh, nice.
And so she brought that home. We started a band, just me and her at first, because we were in a journalism class together, and we would just talk shit about the teacher.
Of course.
And then that's how I started writing songs, was in that band. And just doing that in class like every day in high school, getting in trouble from the teacher, like, you're never gonna get into college.
Yeah, I love those teachers. They're like so concerned about you. And you're like, don't worry about me.
Only for a little while. You know, and then they forget that you were
right.
Like, I've seen teachers since high school that I was like, I thought kind of made like a difference, and they had no idea who I was.
Like, that's cold.
That sounds about right though. That sounds about right. Not surprised at all.
Imagine how many people we have to meet on a day.
Right.
All day, every day.
Right.
Anyway, but I forgot what I was talking about.
Early music influences.
Oh yeah, so I mean, because of that band, like I found Rancid, Transplants, huge Blink-182 fan.
Yeah.
Who else? Real Big Fish. I loved ska music. Rise Against. Like, it's just the energy in that music was.
Yeah, wow. That's
like took me over.
Right.
Yeah, just I was like this, and then I started going to Warped Tour, and I was like, you can crowd surf.
Right.
If you're not a band, you can crowd surf even if you're just a fan of the band. This is amazing. So I just always tried to capture that energy, like when I do rap performances, because it's a different thing, obviously.
Yeah.
So then when I started listening to Cudi. And
that's what we're gonna
graduation.
We hear I think that's what made me gravitate towards your music too, because
same here.
There was like a void that was left when Cudi stopped kind of making Cudi music, and I was always looking for that, you know, because that sound I connected to it, and I think that's what made me gravitate to you. Initially, was I felt like that was what I was missing.
Definitely Cudi vibes,
well,
which is cool.
I appreciate that because he's a huge influence.
Yeah,
huge influence. Him, when I heard "Graduation" by Kanye,
of course,
mind.
Yep.
I think everybody lost their mind on that one.
Yeah.
The Blueprint 3. One of the best ones. It was like when these guys really started meshing pop with hip hop, I was like, I can get on board with this. This is my area for sure. You know? And now even more so, like, it seems like punk music is kind of involved in the culture.
Right.
But in a hip hop way.
Right. It's like taking a new form.
Is like a punk artist.
Right. Yeah, the energy, you know? The crowd, if you would have put like the sound on mute, it looks almost like a punk show. You know what I mean?
You know, all these guys, like they look crazy. They look like rock stars.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what I just came up in the right era, you know, from what I like to make. But Chance the Rapper is a huge one too.
Yeah,
definitely.
His whole way about him.
Chance's shows are insane like that too. Like the crowd is so hype. It's nuts.
You know, you could just tell the difference between someone that loves to experience music,
for sure.
You know what I mean? And someone that doesn't.
Absolutely. Well, we know you have a bunch of places to go, so we're gonna let you go. But we're gonna ask you our question that we always ask. We basically have a question that was left from a previous guest to our current guest.
Which one are you going with?
Cool.
A-Track was the last guest.
Okay.
A-Track left a really weird question.
It was a strange one.
Yeah. How long do you think you could? This is a dumb question. How long do you think you let your fingernails grow? Is what his question was.
Yeah, that's such a terrible question.
It's a terrible question.
So weird.
It's a terrible question. This is A-Track, not us.
Yeah, if I almost would think that he left that personally for me.
Did you forget to cut your nails today?
Yeah.
That I leave my thumbnails growing way too long. Like I'll sometimes out of nervousness I'll bite the rest. But thumbs are just.
Why do you leave a thumb? Is it just...
They're harder to bite.
Yeah, it's a bigger thing to bite, I guess.
Easier to scratch your head and everything like that. So like, sometimes it looks like, and they'll say like it's a Coke nail.
Yeah,
like that. I'm like,
I was gonna say it's like a pimp nail on your pinky.
Coke, but thank you.
So
thank you.
I'm surprised he actually had an answer for that.
Right, that's good. It actually,
well.
All right,
That
so
did work out well.
our next guest is Lenny Kravitz. You're gonna leave a question for
No
Chico.
way.
Yeah,
Chico.
there's Lenny before him.
No way.
No,
That's
Chico's
amazing.
first.
Oh, we'll give him Lenny. He wants
Yeah,
Lenny.
he wants Lenny.
Give
Give him
him
Lenny.
Lenny. We have two more. You got
I
Lenny.
have a great thing to tell you real quick.
All right.
My 13th birthday, my dad took me to Vegas to see Lenny Kravitz live.
No way.
And then I got to go back with him on his tour bus and his band because my dad knew him.
That's
wow.
awesome.
No
So
shit.
and my dad drove separately but in the car behind us.
Right.
Obviously, he didn't just leave me off.
You got this, right, Lenny?
Yeah. So I'll say,
Show him your ways. Show him your ways.
How about ask Lenny? Hey, do you remember Brad Johnson's son riding back on your tour bus?
I love
He
that.
does music too. But it's helpful. It's because of you. No, I don't want to make it only about that. Let's see. What do you want to ask Lenny Kravitz? Do you ever get hot?
In those leather pants?
Ever get hot?
Wearing all those scarves.
That's a good question.
That's
I like
a great
that.
question.
I like it.
Yeah. Do you run hot or cold? Ask him. Do you run hot or cold?
All
and
right.
then we know the answer.
Right.
He runs very cold.
I love it. Dude, it's been a pleasure to get to see you and get to actually sit down and hear your story more and talk to you on a sober mind, which is good.
Yeah, man. You guys are. It's just like talking to my own friends. It's a.
Right.
I mean, you guys are my friends.
It's fine, guys. We'll cut that part out. We're best friends.
It's backpedal now.
We're going to get into Drew Barrymore, your song. Dude, it's been a pleasure. Best of luck with everything. Make sure you stop by next time you're in New York again.
Thanks,
For
guys.
sure.
All right.
Do I need to look into this camera or no?
No, you're fine.
Okay,
Just
cool.
act natural.
Okay.
Just look directly in the camera.
You want to do my hands?
The whole time.
Do this the whole time. Oh yeah, no. I really enjoyed the process.
Just keep your hands out of your
They feel like they're right behind us. This is so terrible.